You have 10 unresponsive inside, and you have 2 that are still in critical condition and breathing.
Tonight, communities across the Los Angeles region and the state are still shaken after several people were killed in a mass shooting last night. Police say 10 people have died and 10 others are hurt at a Lunar New Year celebration in Monterey Park. To give you some context, take a look at this map. The shooting happened at a ballroom dance studio called Star Dance in Monterey Park, a city on the eastern edge of Los Angeles. This happened while a Lunar New Year celebration was being held in the city last night.
The suspect, who was described as an Asian man, escaped before police arrived, leading them on an hours-long manhunt. Police surrounded a white van in a parking lot in the Torrance area this afternoon, where they found a person dead inside. Now, police believe but have not yet confirmed if that is in fact the shooter. Good evening. I'm Alicia Machado.
I'm Laura Painter. Thank you for joining us on this tragic day.
The shooting and the manhunt have sent fear throughout the Asian American communities in the Los Angeles area.
Today, authorities released the suspect's picture, but not his name. The alleged shooter killed 5 men and 5 women.
10 others were injured as well. They were rushed to the hospital with conditions ranging from critical to stable. Now, moments before the deadly attack, people in this predominantly Asian American community were celebrating the Lunar New Year nearby. Authorities say the shooter went on a violent rampage inside the dance studio. Authorities say the same man tried to open fire inside another ballroom studio, this time in Alhambra. But he escaped after people wrestled the gun away.
So far, investigators are not saying the motive behind the attack, including whether the attack was a hate crime. But the FBI is now involved. We are awaiting a news conference with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. We'll bring that to you when it gets started. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris, who is of Asian American descent, talked about the mass shooting while she was in Tallahassee, Florida, delivering a speech on the anniversary of Roe v. Wade.
A time of a cultural celebration, and yet another community has been torn apart by senseless gun violence. All of us in this room and in our country understand this violence must stop, and President Biden and I and our administration will continue to provide full support to the local authorities as we learn more.
Now, back here in California, Governor Gavin Newsom also spoke out tonight on the shooting, saying, quote, Monterey Park should have had a joyful night of celebration of the Lunar New Year. Instead, they were the victims of a horrific and heartless attack of gun violence. Our hearts mourn as we learn more about the devastating acts of last night.
Yeah, and that sentiment echoed here in Sacramento. Members of the Asian American community here are expressing their condolences for those impacted in Monterey Park.
Our political reporter Morgan Reiner joins us now. She spoke to community leaders and the Attorney General to get their reaction.
The vice president of the Elk Grove Chinese Association gave me this red envelope today. It symbolizes good wishes and good fortune in the future. But too many people in their community had that ripped away from them today. But in the spirit of a better future, the community is ready to get to work.
Crowds gathered in Sacramento Sunday morning.
Happy Lunar New Year!
To celebrate the Lunar New Year.
It's one of the biggest events in the year.
It's a joyous holiday, one that Vice President of the Elk Grove Chinese Association, Jianhua Liang, told me is full of family time, symbolic food, and endless sweets.
This is the most important holiday in our culture, the Chinese culture. And because the Chinese culture is based on the agriculture and the lunar calendar is based on the agriculture.
We come to temple to pray, just to make a wish for the coming year.
But today, the community is praying for more than just good fortune. They're praying for their brothers and sisters in Southern California, where so far 10 are confirmed dead and 10 more in the hospital after a gunman opened fire at a Lunar New Year celebration.
We have to stop this violence. We have to stop violence.
First, my heart is go out to the victim's family, and just imagine this is a holiday festivals and you lose your loved ones.
While law enforcement is still trying to figure out exactly what happened, the people I spoke with are ready for action.
No guns, man, no guns.
We need to unite it and just work together against the gun violence and help people with mental health.
Something Attorney General Rob Bonta told me he is on board with, calling this mass shooting another wake-up call.
We'll have to do a full review and assessment and understand, the individual, his mental health, any red flag laws that there may have been, what kind of gun he had, how he got it, what laws were followed or were circumvented, and to assess what needs to happen next. I know there's a lot of leaders, including some who, were just in great pain earlier today when I had an opportunity to speak with them, who basically said, sign me up for whatever can be helpful to make sure that this never happens again in another community, because this pain is too much to bear.
When Liang first woke up to the news this morning, she admits her mind first thought this might be a hate crime against the Asian American community, because she says the community has seen a huge increase in incidents since the COVID outbreak. But because the suspect was Asian, she says she's waiting to see what police find out. But she does find so much hope in everyone coming together of all backgrounds and cultures to support one another in hard times like these.
Yeah, Morgan, it is going to take some time to heal from this tragedy. I know the people you talked with today compare Lunar New Year's to Christmas, really the biggest holiday for Chinese culture. So this is so heartbreaking to have it overshadowed by so much tragedy. Morgan, thank you.
Now, we expect more updates throughout the evening. A news conference in Monterey Park was scheduled to begin just about half an hour ago. It hasn't started just yet.
Now let's head to the scene of this tragedy right now. ABC 10's Luke Clary joins us live from Monterey Park. He has spent the afternoon talking to people near the dance studio where this all happened. Luke, what are people telling you?
Yeah, I mean, to a person, the reaction here has been one of shock. I'm here in Monterey Park on the intersection of Garfield and Garvey Avenue, and on these streets you'll see far more signs written in Chinese than in English. And this is an area where people were gathering by the thousands last night to celebrate the Lunar New Year. If you look just behind me, that is where it happened. The building with the green awning, I know it's a bit difficult to make out. Just behind that is the dance studio where 10 people who were there to celebrate, to dance, ended up losing their lives. Here's some video that we shot earlier this afternoon as we have been here at this crime scene. It is barricaded by police tape as they continue to carry out their investigation. Meanwhile, we saw people gathering together in solidarity. A prayer circle formed where you can hear people making their condolences known, saying prayers and sharing their thoughts with the families of the victims. We also have some video of the nearby Lunar New Year's celebration. The festival that was planned for today canceled as a result of this tragedy. We just saw cleanup crews working here to put away all of the decorations that they had gotten out for what was supposed to be a celebration tonight. We spoke to one man who said that he was actually at that dance studio days ago.
It's really unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. I mean, we're human beings, right? We're human beings, and everybody should live in a security environment. I hope nothing like this will ever happen in the future.
And so you can hear the sadness and the shock in that man's voice. That's pretty typical of what we have seen in this neighborhood as people are grappling with the tragedy that unfolded here again on what should have been one of the most celebratory, happiest nights of the year for people who observe Lunar New Year. As we continue to learn new details, folks are here just sort of waiting to learn more. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Luke, and we will keep all of you at home updated on the status of this investigation as we learn more and as we hear from that press conference later. Now, the Monterey Park shooting is the nation's 5th mass killing this month. It was also the deadliest attack since May 24th when 21 people were killed at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas.